In cultural news, tap dancing artist and tap dance ambassador Ruby Boukabou set sail in Algeria. As part of her cultural journey, Ruby is set to venture abroad in order to realize her artistic aspirations along with her dancing crew.
1, 2, 3, tap. Tap dance, this choreographed dance in which the rhythm or rhythmical variation is audibly tapped out with the toe or heel by a dancer wearing shoes with special heart soles or with taps, has had people around the world passionate about it. Believed to have begun in the 1800s, it is only now that the tap dance was introduced in Algeria through Ruby Boukabou, Algerian-Australian freelance journalist and tap dancing artist that came to show us a glimpse into the intriguing worlds of performance and artistic adventures. Having appeared at multiple festivals around the world and worked both behind and in front of the camera, Ruby is no stranger to the world of performance. Along with her tap dancing crew and many projects on the horizon, Ruby is fully determined to conquer the world of art, music, and dance. James Brown once said, "The one thing that can solve most of our problems is dancing." With her glittery tap shoes, or what she calls her passports, Ruby ventures abroad in order to realize her artistic aspirations, and from the country of her ancestors, Algeria, begins yet another captivating cultural journey.
For further information about tap dancing, we have Ruby Boukabou, who joined us in this news edition to tell us more about her art. Good evening, Ruby, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Good evening.
Well, we've learned that you're a tap dancer, so can you just tell us a little bit about this art and the widespread of this art around Europe and the world and now in Algeria?
Yeah, well, tap dancing has a very interesting history. It comes from West Africa. The slaves were taken to America and they took away the drums. And because they didn't have drums to communicate or to have rhythms, they transferred the rhythms of the ancestors and the rhythms that they need in everyday life to their feet. Mm-hmm. Then it merged with the American dances and the Irish and Anglo-Saxon, which is what's become tap dance today all around the world. So it's very interesting what you were saying before when we were talking about American, Algerian fusion. It's an American form that comes from Africa. I have a company in Paris called the Paris Tap Crew, where we meet up, we jam, professionals, amateurs, everything in between, and also a company called Le Shuffle Project, which is two musicians, Alex Stewart and Daniel Hunter, from Australia, based in Paris, and Mbango Bear and myself. And we will be coming to Algeria very soon, with the idea that I came here to teach a couple of days ago at Escalier des Artistes. And people in Algeria don't know this art form, or they think of Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, but tap dancing is so much more than that. It's like the drums, so you can tap to any type of music. It's a sport, it's healthy, you don't need to go outside to do it. And for me, if I don't tap, I don't feel well. Like it's a part of everyday life. And you can learn so much through tap. You can learn about your own rhythms, you can learn to turn off all the Twitter and the buzz and the chaos to come back to the moment. The main thing about tap is, and improvising in tap, is that you can just to come back to the present and be in the present, which I think in this world right now is quite an important and very interesting thing to do that we all need to do.
Very good. So I've learned that you traveled around the world. So did you used to participate in events, in concerts, performing in front of audiences?
Yeah. I've tapped it in Mumbai. I was Ginger Rogers. Mumbai at the Hilton, Edinburgh Festival, Glastonbury Festival. We perform all around Paris regularly. I like to mix, obviously in Australia, because obviously you know that I'm Australian, but I'm also Algerian. So also coming back to Algeria is a way to rediscover my ancestors, meet my family, which is in Guelma, also in Gigel, also in Pigeria, and not just to give this, I'm not like I'm showing them tap. It's all about collaboration. It's about I'm listening to the rhythms that they have. My cousins in Gelma, they dance amazingly. They do things with their hips that I can never do.
So you perform in front of Algerian audiences?
Yeah, I did my first performance at the Monument with a singer called Spider Asla, who invited me to dance just for 2 little slots, and the public were amazing.
How did the public react towards this dance?
They were chaleureux. They were so warm, and they rebaptized me. And they said, "We need to rebaptize her." And Swad's saying, "What name?" And they're like, "Aisha." And I'm like, "Wow, that's funny. My grandma was called Aisha." So it was a very, very strong spiritual moment of reconnecting with this land, where I come from.
Okay, one more question. Like, what are your future plans, like, in bringing this new art to Algeria and to North Africa as a whole?
Yeah, right. So I've just come from Cairo, where I was there for the film festival, because I'm also a reporter of travel, food, and travel, food, and culture. And so I was also taught there, and they loved it. I'm going to go back there, and then I came over here. Nobody here knows it, so I taught at Escalier des Artistes. Very small group, but they were very, very enthusiastic. We're going to set up more workshops. I'm writing a musical set in Algiers, so we're kind of casting at the moment. Can't talk too much about it, but that's very exciting. And so tap and collaborating with musicians, teaching people to tap, because it's a technique that they can use. And
Thank you so much,
no
Ruby.
problem.
So that was Ruby Bukabo telling us about tap dancing culture and like her future plans in bringing it to Algeria. And with this, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and goodbye.